Hello everybody, and welcome to a deck tech with Johnholio. This is going to be my first deck tech for my channel here. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and just been not having the situation where I can actually upload things reliably or stream or anything like that, and that's still the case, but I have access to decent internet here for the next few weeks, so I'm going to try and upload a couple of these deck techs, basically using the Xbox editor, so nothing fancy, but it's all about the gameplay and the strategy here. So this first deck we're going to do is called Terrorforming, and well, the idea was, come up with a deck that runs more than half lands, at least half lands, and basically, you're happy about ridiculous land draws. So this is what I came up with. Features a few land-related combos, including Molten Vortex, Stoke Builder, all the Nissas. I mean, as you can see here, it's just got some land synergies. Double gear for Orreries here, a couple planeswalkers, and in fact, one of the main win conditions is planeswalker ultimates. More often than not, either Lily or Chandra. So that Orrery is one of the best combo pieces in the deck. Our goal is typically to go for one of these, empty our hand, drop all our lands, and then once we, hopefully we have a Molten Vortex on the board too, in the case that we draw 3 lands on that next upkeep, and that way you can just kind of chuck the additional lands at either their enemy planeswalker or their creature that's in the way, or or whatever, and that just basically helps you empty your hand every turn when you're comboing with the Orrery. And then we've got some sweet planeswalkers. Of course, the Gitrog or Get Wrecked monster also has the land synergies. You have to sack one to him every turn, and every time you sack one, you get an additional card draw. So with the Evolving Wilds, those count too. We got the emblem here to combo with the Molten Vortex, so we can double our damage output per land we throw at them. Nissa here, our goal with Nissa typically is to just alter right away, so we can just start drawing just drawing cards like crazy. In fact, one of the reasons we lose the most with this deck is actually due to self-mill. So mill is our worst matchup. We've got the one copy of the tutor, just to get whichever combo piece we're missing, or get a board wipe if that's the threat. Got a couple ways to get a little life back. So yeah, to the actual 2 Molten Vortex, it's the maximum allowed. Otherwise there'd probably be at least one more copy here, maybe instead of the Nissa enchantment. By the way, this deck was built and has not been modified to include any Aether Revolt. Off the top of my head, I would probably swap Heart of Kieran for something, because we do have a lot of planeswalkers on the board a lot of times. So yeah, we get the 1 Oath to help cast the hard to cast planeswalkers on time. 4 Vessels, to either fetch up whatever color of land we need, or get some lands in the graveyard like we like, or all those things. The Vessel works great. Builder, you typically will bring back a Evolving Wilds with him. So 4 copies of him. We got the 1 Nissa. Usually won't play her until she's able to be flipped. And yeah, the 4 builders. We're only running 9 creatures, so he's half of them. And he's a decent blocker, and just with the land synergies, like we can pull lands out of the graveyard with him to Molten Vortex throw at stuff. We can, grab a Evolving Wilds to fetch out the color we need again, or trigger like a Gitrog card draw trigger again. This guy does a surprising amount of work in this deck, so he's an auto include at 4. We're running 2 copies of the Retreat to Kazandu, or Kalamazoo, or wherever you want to go. 2 of these on the board is fine. Typically be using it for the life gain, but it's nice to pump up our builders if we can, just to get them over the Languish range. Sorry I'm kind of going all over the place here, but I actually recorded this without the audio, so I'm adding the audio, the commentary on a second sweep here. So we've got some sweepers and radiant flames. That way we can cast them, you know, choose the colors we want to use so we can hopefully not kill some of our key creatures whenever we play that. That's relevant occasionally. And then we've got a few key creatures, like I was just saying. So got the 2 Pulsamarasas in the deck as well. Typically, we'll, you know, occasionally pull a land out with them, but typically we'll use it on the Green Warden Marasa, who will be coming up here in a minute. So we got the 2 Orreries. Wish I could run probably 4 of these in this deck. They don't exactly stack, you know, but it's just so nice to have. And then the 1 Languish for when things are going horribly wrong. It'll pretty much kill all of our creatures too, but you know, usually when you use that, that's fine. Or I'll just, you know, identify early on that they're running like humans or some kind of go wide strategy, and I'll just, you know, let them ping me for a few turns and save up some mana and languish them before dropping any creatures, just do other things in the meantime. Then yeah, got Chandra here, does some serious work. You know, it can be a little awkward with the early game double black and the double red, but the amount of mana we're running in here, we can pretty much choose, you know, the way to go and get any colors we need right when we need them. Arlen is actually a surprisingly underrated planeswalker, I would say. Can help defend itself and does some work too. Emblem is basically just to double our damage from red sources, including Chandra and our molten vortex especially. Gitrog. Here's another interaction. The Zendikar Royal actually makes elemental creatures, which we'll get to Omnath here in a second. When those 2/2s die, Omnath goes off. Like his activated ability activates too. It's pretty disgusting. Like I said with Nissa, we're basically going to want to just save her for a turn and just sack her for the emblem. Just to, you know, whichever one of these 5 methods we have for like double card draw, that's the way we go. It just depends on our opening hand. Green Warden, just to, you know, of course the opponent's going to try and kill off one of our combo pieces, so he'll get whichever one back. And Omnath can just win the game on his own. Like I was saying, that second part is actually very relevant when the Zendikar Royal is out. And our mana base is pretty crazy. We're running 31 lands here, 62 cards total. Like I was saying, I mean, I actually added in 2 extra cards. Just, I mean, for slightly more protection, like maybe 1 more turn. Because, like, I literally would mill out myself with this deck sometimes. It's pretty crazy. So I'll put the deck list in the description too, or a link to it anyway, so you can see the specific mana choices here. And this mana base has been tested pretty thoroughly and works out great. I'm just running the 1 Rogue's Passage because if it's in the yard, perfect. The Stoic Builder can pick that, because the Stoic Builder will let you choose any land, not just basics or whatever. And then the Mortuary Mire, kind of same deal. If Omnath or you know, Green Warden or the Gitrog monster already in the yard, maybe we'll just want to put them back on top of our library and draw them out real quick. All right, and that will complete the deck tech portion of the video here. Let's get into some gameplay with Terrorforming. So I am playing on the Xbox version, as I mentioned. I think I would like to thank the developers for this last update, because the 1v1 matchmaking is actually very consistent now. I haven't had to reboot my game like I used to, you know, constantly since this last update. Now, 2-Headed Giant still needs to be fixed, but they said they're working on a fix. And since they fixed the single player or the 1v1 matchmaking in this last time around, I'm confident in these guys that these guys will step it up and fix it, because 2-Headed is my favorite. All right, so we're about to get into the first matchup here. Let's see what kind of level our opponent has. You know, it's like you're either, there you go. You're either playing like another level 40, or it's like a new guy. there's not much in the middle there that I see on Xbox. So yeah, this second hand looks just fabulous. We'll be able to curve into Chandra, builder than Chandra there for sure. I'm sure we'll get some other land drops here. Yeah, there you go. Evolving Wilds. You know, we have a lot of choices here because we're not even going to play anything until at least turn 3. Typically want to get the Evolving Wilds in the yard for the builder right away. And go ahead and grab a double black, or another black source there. Because we've already got, without the without including the Mortuary Mire, which I would prefer to save, we've already got 2 sources of each other color, so we're missing the black. Alright, looks like we're going to be up against some kind of white humans deck. And of course, it's just land drop after land drop with this deck. We still don't need a source this turn, so we'll just go ahead and throw our double named source out that comes in tapped. Let this guy build up a little bit. Got quite a few ways to gain life later on, so taking a bunch of hits for, you know, a few turns is never a big deal with this deck. And our opponent has forgotten to attack us. Alright. So, definitely want to play the builder this turn. So let's get our plain green out and bring back our evolving. Yes, please. Alley evasion. What does that do? Just bounces it, right? Okay. Well, I guess he just wants a little more starting life here. Probably just gonna play that guy again. Yeah, and there he is. So yeah, this doesn't look like we're up against a top tier opponent here, but that's okay. You want to be basically playing solitaire with this deck anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play out the Chandra and probably just blow this guy up, because it seems to be his only creature. Maybe he'll try to enchant it or something, just get it out of here. And then if Chandra goes in the yard, no problem. We'll just Green Warden her out in a couple turns, not a big deal. And go ahead and start pinging away here with our builder. The safe thing here would be, you know, leave him back as a blocker, but like I was saying, don't even care, really, if Chandra goes in the yard here. Okay. This guy is just another 2/2. 3/3 when he comes out, but not really relevant. Okay. Probably want to play this Get Wrecked monster here. It is unfortunate when you plus Chandra for the card and you just don't even get the choice whether to cast it, but you know, the odds are it'll be a land anyway, so in this case I'm going to go ahead and just play out our Gitrog and just go for the card draw version here, and hope I don't throw away anything too exciting. Alright, probably just going to eat a green next turn, so go ahead and fetch one up. Please, nothing good. And of course it's something great, and that is unfortunate, but whatever. We'll manage. You know, in this deck, the chances are it's going to be a land. So it's usually not a terrible idea, but in this case it burned us. Just Arlun would have been very nice here. Okay, so it looks like he's going to just take out our Gitrog monster. That's fine. Put him on the top of our yard next turn, draw him up again. Go ahead and stick with the plan, Green Warden Chandra back out. So yeah, I mean, a good turn for our opponent here. Maybe some misplays on our end, but you know, I kind of had a contingency plan, so yeah, you can call it what you will. Put that on top. Fetch out my Chandra. Yes, please. Okay. Yep, so yeah, he was planning on enchanting that other guy like I was thinking there. Not really doing much for him. It's unfortunate. And he's suiciding. Okay. Yeah, he's tapped out. I'd say this is a pretty safe block here. Okay. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. Let's see here. If I play Chandra and then add some, do her +1 to add 2 mana, I can play the monster here too. That's pretty nice. And then we'll play the wilds next, so I can go ahead and get that first card draw trigger. Gitrog draws a card anytime you sack a land, which is required every upkeep with him on the board, but that is no problem for us. Again, planning on sacking a green here, I think. Our opponent has had enough. Maybe get a red source out. I don't think it really matters here too much. Looks like we're just gonna swing for the win after a turn or two. GG opponent. Sorry about your draws there. Looks like you're kind of mana screwed. Okay. Let's implement. And that's it. Okay. So yeah, just gotta sack a land. Oh well, it's the price of progress. I'm sure we'll get more. So you can see some of our combo pieces coming out. We're still missing the molten vortex, which would enable us to get rid of that third mana this turn and drop all of our hand, but it's all good because the game is over. Alright. See you guys in the next game. Alright, so fresh out of that last game. Hopefully it'll give us a little more intense matchup on this next one. That first guy, I mean, he was mana screwed and kind of under-leveled, I would say. That's just an unfortunate, use of the matchmaking system here. Again, I apologize if there's any weird hiccups in the action, like in between. The Xbox only lets me record up to 10 minutes at a time, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of chopping on this Xbox editor, which is pretty rudimentary. So, hopefully it's not too jarring. All right, looks like we're up against a level 13 here, so hopefully there's a little more action. Looks like this is a fine starting hand. Not much going on here, but I mean, this is, to me, this is like a perfect starting hand with this deck. We're gonna get wherever we want to go. Basically, we get a choice. Go ahead and lead off with this Oath of Nissa. Ooh, Gitrog will be a little bit later. Probably go with Arlen here, a little more versatile. Alright, some sort of Boros configuration up top. Okay, possibly a Mardu Vehicles. Maybe some kind of Super Friends, you never know with these guys. Okay, go ahead and get our wilds in the yard in case we draw like a builder next turn. No rush really on cracking the vessel here. We've got some plays coming up. Worst case scenario, crack the vessel on our next turn. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what this guy's working with here. Okay, so probably more of like a Boros deal. Maybe some enchantments. of course, we get another land drop. Yeah, just crack this thing, see what we get. Ooh, no. So these are all going in the graveyard this time, so not gonna be able to play Omnath for quite some time. Probably gonna just go with the Gitrog monster. That's lucky having him twice in a row with these things. Wow. Some good choices there. So, and we have like multiple ways to pull those guys out of our graveyard, you know, later on. So probably about the time we want them, they'll be coming up. So right now I'm thinking probably gonna play Chandra next turn, so I can burn this thing. And now I'm thinking I am definitely gonna play Chandra next turn, so I can burn this thing before it gets too obnoxious. Just barely able to kill it still. So, you know, it'll leave Chandra with only 1 loyalty, but we're totally cool with that, you know. She goes in the yard, that's fine. We'll get our Green Warden out eventually, pull her back out, no problem. We already got our Pulse of Marasa, so we already have one way to pull one of those creatures we were we put in the yard out. Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn this thing with the, what is it? Minus ability there for 4 damage. Okay, this will be a little bit more annoying to get rid of, but not a big deal. Now we get a choice. You know, if we play another Planeswalker, I can throw out a wolf for defense, or it can just start getting some Gitrog value right out of the gate. Let's see what we draw here. Or no, just activate it. Do both, right? Let's see what can we do. Yeah, I can get an extra blocker out this way, right? Yeah. And cool. So we're set up for 2 additional card draw next turn. We got some blockers, you know, a beefy blocker. Unfortunately, not a flying beefy blocker, so looks like Chandra's about to be toast. But we can live with that. So Arlen right now is basically toast too. But our opponent's not really doing too much here. Probably hit this green one. Oh, that's unfortunate. I needed the double green to play that, and then I would have gotten 2 triggers on it. That would have been really nice. Let's see here. Get this card draw and see what we get. Oh, there's an untapped green source. Okay. So, not going to get the triggers this turn, but I can still play this enchantment now, so I can start getting some serious value next turn. Planeswalker is a sitting duck with this flying guy right now, so I think that's the move. I mean, we can just start swinging. I mean, we'll trade 8 for, what is that, 8 for 4 every turn? No problem, I'll take that all day. He's gonna have to start holding back eventually here. And we've got the 6 life gain from the pulse ready to go in case we dip a little low. Oh, declaration, that's bad for business. Bye-bye, get wrecked, monster. Cool. Got Big Daddy Omnath coming up. I mean, Gitrog is, of course, a huge target for removal. But we're about to go wide anyway with our enchantment, so we are cool here. It would have been nice to be able to keep playing 2 mana per turn, but we'll make it work. In this case, I'll probably play Arlen just to get another creature out, and you know, she'll absorb some of this life loss by us a turn here for sure. ahead and put Omnath on top with this Mortuary Mire, since I don't really have other plans this turn. And just in case something changes our mind here, go ahead and... Oh yeah, how about that? No, just kidding. Just wanted to go ahead and get that in our hand in case he had some way to pull some shenanigans. You never know with these sneaky planeswalkers. Yeah, just play out Arlen here. I know she's gonna die, but again, you know, she's 4 mana, you get a creature, she absorbs 4 life, you know, so she's doing some value. And hey, the guy might decide his life's getting low and hold back. And then I can use her deal damage ability, or pump all my guys, or something cool. Oh, Talia, gross. So yeah, I would probably do my damage to Talia given the chance here, and I will not be given the chance. That's cool. About to be Omnath 30. So, compared to him, these planeswalkers are underpowered. Lily? Lily's always nice, but not really what we need to close the game out fast at this point. Yeah, the Omnath, of course, comes in tapped because Talia is there, so that's fine. He's bringing a friend already. And yeah, I don't see, you know, he can only block one of these, and he might choose to block the wrong one, which would, you know, I don't know why he would do anything but block the builder here. Wow. So yeah, he's blocking this elemental, which now when this thing dies, I can have Omnath deal 3 damage to a creature or player, so bye-bye Talia. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. Pretty sweet for me. Alright. Just let me pause the vid here real quick and load up the next section. Alright, unfortunately this matchup was taking longer than 10 minutes, so it's going to need a second recording here. Oh! Right at the buzzer. Oh well, we'll just finish it out anyway. This game's pretty much over, as the opponent has conceded. And the computer is just feeling hostile, just keeps swinging at me. What a jerk. Ray of Flames, that's kind of funny. I can win the game in a hilarious way here. Let's see here. Play my land drop, get an elemental, and blow up all my 2/2s and just do some Omnath direct damage. Let's go. It'll blow up his 3/3/2 just for funsies. If it was gonna go longer, I would probably blow up his flyer here, but obviously the game is over. Good game. Alright. See you guys in the next game. Alright. That was a good second game. About to get into game 3 here. Hopefully get to showcase some of the other cards and abilities that this deck can do. Don't fail me now, Xbox search. Alright, 3 for 3. Got another user using the good old default background and avatar. Doesn't really mean anything. Sometimes those are level 40 players, sometimes they're brand new, just got the game, level 1. A lot of people actually, you know, don't like to give away anything about their decks. I say screw it. I like to dress up for the flavor. See, like this guy is another pro. All right, here we go. Get a good game in here. Nope. There it is. All right. A decent curve, all our colors, planeswalker, all kinds of good stuff here. There was no way to get a land out untapped there on turn 1, so I figure the one that has 2 basic keywords in it is the ideal first play there. Just going to play a vortex here, so go ahead and put the Quagmire down since it'll come in tapped no matter what. And these birds are going crazy, sorry about that. The Robin Gargoyle, alright. Thing can easily be molten vortex at a later time. Cannot swing in at Lily for a few turns here, so I'll just go ahead and throw her out and plus her. Could be holding up a Blessed Alliance, you know, or something like that. In case I had a red hasty creature, those exist for sure. These things can get really annoying, so I feel the need to go ahead and do something about that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so much for doing something. Well, there's something specific I can do. Go ahead and languish this thing out of existence. That would work at a later time too, thankfully. Gets around the hexproof and all that. Indestructible, doesn't care. But yeah, go ahead and got a play, you know, lined up for the next few turns also. So I want to just go ahead and get that done, and that way we can keep Lily plussing without her getting a hit here from the Tormentor. I mean, he was only one more turn away from flipping that Gargoyle if he wanted to also. That thing would get annoying. Although again, I think on the flip side, it's only got 2 toughness, so one shot to the Molten Vortex will do her. Okay, so gotta watch out for, maybe he'll have the rats for next turn to play, so definitely gonna try and get rid of this thing immediately. I'll need to throw a land at it with the Vortex here and plus it with Lily. Yeah, that'll just take 1 shot. There we go. Yeah, nothing in the yard for the Mire anyway. Tapped. Go ahead and chuck it. And go ahead and get the retreat to Kalamazoo going. And of course another untapped land. Throw out the vessel. Why not? So we've already done one of our objectives, which is to go ahead and empty our hand, basically. You know, ideally we already have a combo piece ready, but a lot of the, you know, the major combo here, our Orrery, requires us to have our hand emptied. So it's not a terrible thing. Top decking with this deck, you're either going to get one of the awesome cards, or you're going to get a land, and well, I've got a Molten Vortex on the board already, so getting a land draw is fine. Like, I can just always burn something with it. Let's go ahead and see what we get with the Vessel on the board here. Maybe it'll change our minds, but he's about to flip that Gargoyle, so I'm thinking throw a land at the Gargoyle, so maybe we'll pull one out of the yard here. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna plan on winning here with Lily's ultimate, so just go ahead and keep her safe. Just burn this Gargoyle. And then this thing won't have any hit power because of the -2 there. So should be able to keep her safe for another turn. second molten vortex in my hand here is not ideal, obviously, but you know, sometimes they have some enchantment removal, and so I'm not aware of any in this game where it'll hit more than one of them at a time, so there's no harm in having two on the board, you know, like as a backup plan in case he finally hits one of those white instants or sorceries that'll blow up my enchantment. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and emblem Lily here. That'll, you know, close up the game eventually no matter what. So let's see what else we can grab here. Well, lands, huh? No problem. Could have been cool if we'd have just drawn that Radiant Flames here, but it is what it is. Just gonna go ahead and play this now. Just in case we draw on a Orrery in the next few turns, just keep the hand size down. And then I'll probably hold on to this land in my hand here just so I can combo it with Molten Vortex at instant speed for 2 damage. Probably block, you know, his larger guy here and then finish it off with a Vortex Blast. Yep. He's only got 1 card left in his hand. So if his last card is a land, it's a lot worse than my last card being a land. You see, like, why I like this deck? So we really can't draw a bad card here, you know? And in fact, we drew an excellent card. So, Ember Maw, a decent body already. Trample guy. And then he doubles the power of our Molten Vortexes, so if our next card is a land draw, well, that's 4 damage and instant speed to any creature, player, planeswalker, whatever. So we're totally cool with that. And our opponent has had enough. Yeah, I mean, once the guy you're playing against has some kind of planeswalker emblem out on the board, it's tough to recover from that. He even had a way to get rid of all my zombies, and he's still just like, man, this game is over. So it's understandable. But that will slow us down a few turns. So I can one-shot this thing with the Molten Vortex. I can one-shot that manland if he crews it. There's no way for him to do the manland in the car right now, so on our turn here, we'll be safe to just swing in with the Trample Worm. Yeah, a land, whatever. Sorry about the break there, just had to splice together some videos, again, due to the 10-minute limit on the Xbox recording here. So yeah, let's swing in here with our worm. If he blocks it, fine. All the trample damage gets through. Out of cards in hand, so I mean, basically just gonna blast whichever thing he tries to mess around with next turn. Probably the manlands, because I mean, that's all he has to crew his car anyway. And that, you know, that's the real source of any future problems right now, so we'll see what he does. Plus I got just zombies for days to jump block anything. Okay, well that thing is extremely annoying. Not gonna do anything this turn though, and he's out of cards, so. But he's not gonna be able to crew the manland right now. Probably just go ahead and blow up the angel. I mean, it really doesn't matter too much what we do here. We could just Death touch block, got zombie blockers. Yeah, the computer goes crazy just crewing stuff for no reason, so that's what we're seeing here. You see, we only need one shot because of, again, of our worm doubling our damage from red sources. So boom, 4 damage to the angel. Oh man, another land drop. No, you know, it's like, who cares? That's great. That's good for us. Go ahead and crew our Quagmire here to get a little extra damage in. Probably chump one of our non-trample creatures and sack it here. That's cool. If we target it with our land, he'll just sack it in response, so just let him do his thing there. Alright, and then we'll save this this land here for blowing up his manland. And that'll be game. Let's see, he has one more Declaration in Stone ready. Yeah, even though he crewed his car here, I think we're still just going to take out his manland. Because again, that's the real source of the problem. We've got 24 health here. Just quadruple block this thing just for funsies. That should do it. Man, normally this would be so depressing, all these land draws. No, I'm enjoying it. Just get our maximum damage output here in real quick. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Sorry we didn't get to see the Orrery do its thing there, but we saw some of the other combo pieces. We got to play against a variety of decks there. So yeah, those were some good games. If you subscribe here, I'll be uploading a few more of these deck techs in the next few weeks, and then after that, just whenever I'm able to. I'll be moving here pretty soon, so I'll have good internet soon enough here, and then I'll be streaming a lot more often on Twitch and uploading videos more often, so hope to see you guys in the future. You can comment down below if you have any particular decks or archetypes that you want to see. I've brewed basically one of everything at this point, and I've been testing through Aether Volt season, so I've got some really good stuff ready to go. Alright, catch you guys next time. Have a good one.